right, when your client is a brewery, the big question is, do you have a beer every time you stop by? You're my snorkel buddy. Buddy. Brewery.
Drop, I don't let debt, I don't let carry. So yeah.
Eat. Here we are. We're coming close. It's not fast enough, I'll promise you that. But this is the new office. This is going to be the new lobby. We're just like, it's funny, like we're a step closer. Like if you notice these, I don't even know what they call them. Where the tiles sit and all the framing on the ceiling and stuff, all that stuff wasn't done, and this was just like wide open. So it's kind of interesting how all this is kind of coming together. And then of course there's a big old gigantic pile of insulation that they need to put back up. It's coming. I don't know if I could walk through. Coming around, this is going to be, there's a little office. Coming around here, this is kind of fancy. All these, like this is an old building too. Like, so this isn't, we get these, motion sensor lights. Back down in here, bathrooms, not super exciting. This is, let me see if I can flip a light on with my hand. There it is. This is a video production room. So this is going to be pretty rad that we can shoot video for ourselves, for clients, training videos, things like that. And then as we're cruising through here, another private office here. That'll probably be a partner office. And then we get into what's our wide open, workspace area. We'll have some workspaces coming off of this wall, attached to this wall. Over here, we'll make this more soft seating and stuff like that. It's funny, this is quite a bit bigger, the kitchen. This is quite a bit bigger than I actually felt like it was. When we were in it, we're like, oh, this isn't really as big as we think. This will actually be all glass across this front, and this will be an office back here. And then we're gonna have this big fun rec area back here. Big open area that comes across here, glass area that comes across here. And then this entire back area is actually like rec. We'll probably, through that back door, we'll do a barbecue that'll roll in and out, so we can have in-house barbecuing. And then what else are we gonna do? We're doing, like ping pong and some cool shit. So it's gonna be good. It's coming along. We're still a little further away than I anticipated at this point. But we're waiting on, there's like city inspections that have to get done and all that stuff. And that's just, city takes forever. There's nothing we can do about it. We just have to play the waiting game. So not ideal, but it's still coming. So hopefully you'll be in a couple weeks. All right, when your client is a brewery, the big question is, do you have a beer every time you stop by, or just every now and then? I feel like we were just here the other day having lunch and drinking beers, and now I'm back. But hey, that was something I thought was really cool was as my family and I are considering moving into this community in Loomis, and now I have a client who is a business person in this community and a huge advocate for the community, meaning really believes in what they're doing in the infrastructure and in what they want to do and what the vision is for this community. It's actually really cool to hear what's coming, what's going to be amazing about this little downtown, what they're going to do to the infrastructure and all that. So it's actually really cool to hear about it and get it really from an insider. And so it makes me even more passionate about moving here. All right, we've had a pretty interesting week, to say the least. We're about ready to pull the trigger and hire a person, two people, a couple people And we're in the process. We're so close to moving into our building. It's driving me crazy. Like I can taste it. Like we're right there. And but yet, I just got an email this morning about I guess maybe it was yesterday evening that we might be, I guess, May 1st. So here, as you're operating a small business, and you have to take into account, you need office space, you need retail space, which that reminds me of something I'll rant about in a second. It's like these the TIs and everything that goes into renting a new office space is just absurd. I mean, I signed my lease, and I'll give credit to the broker, the brokerage who manages the property, that they just drug their damn feet. But I signed my lease in October, and in October the deal was like, hey, you should be in there by December 1st, right? And that sounded reasonable. The build out shouldn't take that long. And realistically, once they actually rolled into it and actually started getting going, it's not taking that long. It's only a 6-8 week build out. The problem was that permitting and bidding and all of these things that go on prior took an enormous amount of time. And then they every single GC that bid on the project came in way over budget, way over what would be allocated for this TI build out. And so it didn't it didn't end up working out very well. And so yeah, I mean, you have to consider all these things. I mean, we've had some trials and tribulations just from the fact that we've been kind of put out and not had like our home base very, it changed, right? We had a lease come due and had to exit that building and move into another one, and it's been it's kind of interesting lighting. And it became where we're in a temporary location for a time, and that's hard. It's hard on the staff. It's hard on me. It makes me want to pull my hair out. In the office that we moved into just as temporary, it was only supposed to be a 30-day, and here we are 90 days in, and there's no private office. So interviewing people is really difficult. Bringing in, you can't bring in a client, have an actual client meeting, because there's no private offices. It's just a big open workspace. And so it works for when we're just here and we're strategizing, we're doing a lot of collaboration. But when there's phone calls that need to be handled and things like that, it's just, it's been tough. So we've had a tough 60 days, almost 90 days, I guess now. And, but here we are at the 14th of April, and they say that we are in on May 1st. So I'm really excited to hopefully say 2 more weeks. We'll see if that comes to fruition. Who knows?